محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah. Estağfirullah, estağfirullah, estağfirullah. El-azim, el-lezi, la ilahe illahu, el-hayyul kayyum. Ve etûbü ileyh. Vesselevü tevbete, vel mağfirete, vel hidayete. İnnehu et-tevvâber-rahîm. Va'fu anna ya kerim. Va'fu anna ya kerim. Va'fu anna ya kerim. Vakfir lena bifadike ya Rahman ya Rahim. Ya Meliku, Ya Kuddusu, Ya Hafız, Ya Allah, El-Vela Allah, El-Ahir Allah, El-Zahir Allah, El-Batine Allah, hayrihi ve şerrihi milallahu Teala ve eşhedü en la ilahe illallah ve eşhedü enne Muhammeden abduhu ve resuluhu. Esselatu vesselamu aleyke ya Resulallah. Esselatu vesselamu aleyke ya Habiballah. Esselatu vesselamu aleyke ya Seyyidel evvelin. İşfelene ya şefiyel müzdebin, bi rahmetike ya erhamer rahimin. Kâl Allahu Teala fi kitâbel kerîm. Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kullu nefsun zâikatul mevt. We will all taste the death. When Resulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was about to leave this world, he said he would leave behind two great teachers. When asked, he said, one of them is talking teacher, the other one is silent teacher. He said, the talking teacher is the Holy Quran. And the silent teacher is the remembrance of death. Today our friend Salih Baba, who passed yesterday, is going to be our silent teacher. For us Muslims, death is a journey from this temporal world to eternity, to the presence of our Lord. For Allah Ta'ala said that in our book, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Verily, unto God we belong, and verily, unto Him we shall return. When Rasulullah was asked, how does one prepare for death? He said, those of you who remember the death most are the ones who are prepared for it the best. Hazrat Umar radiallahu anh had a paid employee who would, during the day, once in a while, would approach to him and said, Ya Umar, you will die. And then one day, he actually said to this employee that I don't need your services anymore, because he saw a white hair in his beard, and that became his reminder of the death. But he never forgot. Until the end of his life, he never forgot to remember death, which became his silent teacher. When we take a short trip to a place where we are going to stay for a few days, we make a lot of preparations. We make plans. We prepare our luggage. We take food. We take our passport. We make sure we take everything that we would need for this trip that will take for about a few days. When we make so much preparations for a trip that would not last for a couple of days, how should we prepare for a journey that will last for eternity? Hazreti Ghazali Kudusi Serai said that anyone who is traveling, anyone who decided to take a trip, needs three things, he says. First, he needs some provisions, some food, some supply. Second, that this person who is planning to take a trip needs to cut the ties with everything that would hold him back, that would prevent him for advancements for this trip. And finally, he says, one should bring a gift to the one whom the traveler is going to visit. As for the provision of this journey is not possible with our physical temporal body. This journey will not be done our physical bodies, but with our spiritual being. So the food that we actually seek for our physical bodies will not be useful in this journey. Provisions of this journey is a lot different than the provisions we would have when we travel on the face of the earth. Because we need nourishment, not for our body, physical body, but we need in this journey nourishment for our spiritual being, for our soul. Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Baqarah, and take a provision with you for the journey, but the best of provisions, this is the provision that we will need in this journey to the eternity. The best of the provisions that you will need is taqwa. One day, Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu approached to a rabbi who knew a lot about Islam to test his knowledge about taqwa. And the rabbi said, Ya Umar, have you ever walked in the sand, in the desert, when you were young? Hazrat Umar said, of course I did. How did you prevent splinters? How did you avoid thorns and prickles and rocks? He said that I watched every step that I put in the sand. And Rabbi said, that is taqwa, God consciousness. God consciousness is to be aware of God. At every action, at every decision of our lives, not forgetting Him. God consciousness is to do what we are supposed to do and stay away from things that we are not supposed to do. That is taqwa. That is the nourishment of our spiritual being in this journey. In this journey, maybe the heaviest load that one could ever carry is the load of violating the rights of others, oppression. This is an unbearable load one cannot carry in this journey. When you start this journey, one has to make sure that they are not carrying the load of violating the rights of others. That is, one should not really start this journey without seeking forgiveness from those whom one has hurt. One should not really start this journey without giving back the things they seized unlawfully from others. One should not really start this journey without asking forgiveness from the ones whom they hurt. Without repairing the hearts they broke, they should not take this journey, because this is a heavy load and it's extremely difficult to carry this load during this journey to eternity. As for the things that we will do in preparation for this journey, the second thing is detaching ourselves, disconnecting ourselves from all the ties that are going to hold us back, pull us back, that are going to pull us back from the advancement, from the passage off to the other realm. What are those attachments? These are the possessions and positions. Attaching to the possessions and positions of this world is going to give pain. It's not going to let us go peacefully if we have excessive love and attachment to this worldly life. Worldliness is going to be a lot of pain in this journey. The cause, the reason why we detest, why we dislike that, is because of the love of this world. Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu gave an example. He said that for those who are the slaves of this world, for those who love this world, so much that is painful. So much so that as if a thorny tree is pulled from their throat. Along with that, all the nerves are coming with it. That is how he described the pain of death for someone who are strongly attached to this world. But he said, this is for the lover of this world, for the lover of Allah Ta'ala. He said, the death is like separating your souls, separating the soul from the physical body is like pulling a hair from butter, he said. That is the death. Finally, the third thing for the preparation of this he said that one should have a gift for the one whom you are going to visit. What is the gift that we can present to Allah Ta'ala when we face Him in the hereafter? That gift is our faith. Our complete faith, His beautiful divine presence. Our complete submission to His beautiful attributes, His divine wisdom, His justice, His compassion, His science. Our admiration to Him is going to be our gift. Death of our physical body is something that we can prepare ourselves against. And it's an eventuality, it will happen. There's no way to delay it. There is no way to avoid it. It is an eventuality that will happen, and there are ways to prepare ourselves against it. What is worse than physical death is the death of the heart, spiritual heart, while we are alive. What is the death of the heart? They say that the death of the heart is the lack of sorrow. The lack of sorrow for missing an act of obedience. The lack, not feeling sorrow, not feeling sadness when you miss an opportunity to serve Allah Ta'ala. Or it is the lack of resentment. It is a lack of remorse when you commit a sin. These two signs are the signs of being so much attached to this. If our hearts die before our physical bodies die, the pain of that is going to be severe. But if our physical bodies die without our hearts die, then it's going to be easy. We should go there with a heart that is alive. We should carry that heart alive to the presence of our Lord. Because living heart feels joys with everything Allah that pleases Allah Ta'ala. Living heart feels sadness with everything that angers Allah Ta'ala. We should keep the heart alive and present it to our Lord. Rasulullah one day was talking to Ashab Kiram, and everybody was so touched with the words he was saying. They were crying. And one man felt ashamed because he did not feel anything while everybody was so touched with the beautiful words. He said, Ya Rasulullah, why am I like this? Why can't I feel anything when pearls are coming from your mouth? Why is it that I cannot cry? Rasulullah said, you cannot cry because your heart is hardened. Because it has turned into a stone, you don't feel anything. And I said, it is true, Ya Rasulullah, I don't feel anything. It is true that my heart is hardened. Why is it that? Rasulullah said, your heart is hardened because, he said, you forgot death. And he said, why is it that I forgot death? And Rasulullah said, you forgot death because you love this world so much. Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Oh, the most merciful, most compassionate one. You love to forgive our sins. Forgive the sins of our brother, Shaysal. Elevate this station to the station of the ones you rightly guided. Give him an eternal life much better than the life he had here. Give him an abode much better than his home here. Give him a help much better than his help. Enlarge his grave and lighten his grave with the light of Holy Quran. Make his accounting easy. Make our accounting easy. Make our end beautiful. Ya Wahid, unified Ummah. Enable us to hold the rope of Islam. Make us recognize our responsibility as human beings. Make us recognize that we are one body. Make us recognize that we hurt. Even the smallest finger of this body hurts. Enable us to recognize. Even if you're not the finger, make us feel the pain of that finger as the whole body. And gather us in the hereafter, as you have gathered us here in the vicinity of the one whom you have created as the mercy upon the innocent. And make us worthy of his interest. Ameen. Alhamdulillah. Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin muhtelefel melavan ve teakabel asaran ve cedidan ve estakbelel ferketen ve beniftuhahu ve ervaha ehli beytihi minet tahiyyete ve selam ve barik ve sellim aleyhi kethiren ve sallallahu ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala cemil enbiyayı vel murselin ve levliyayı ve salihin ve ala melaiketike vel mukarrabin ve ala ahli taatike ecmaine min ehli semavati ve ehli aradin ve rıdvanullahi teala ala ali Resulullahi ve ashabihi ecmain. Amin ve elhamdülillahi rabbil alemin. After the Jum'ah, we are going to go outside to do the funeral prayer. If you can stay, join us.